Baltimore, Maryland. Tonight we start Week 5 with a primetime matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Lions are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, this defense for the Lions, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a first down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Walker. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Play action. It's Fields. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Fields now to throw. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Now a first down throw, Fields. And in for the Lions, touchdown. Darnell Mooney, 37 yards. And the Lions are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Play action. Now Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end, finding room at midfield. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit. That might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Hey, 4-1 Mike, 4-1 Mike. Oh, you got D?
And Chubb will try the middle here. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. First carry now for Gus Edwards. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. They go up the middle with Chubb. And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 24. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They run it again with Chubb. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a 1st at the Lions 16. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's able to pick up the 1st down before he's tackled right at the 10. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
41's the mic. 41's the mic. Check 41. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna...
Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, check Mike 27. Check Mike 27. I got you. Hey.
Up the middle, here's Edwards. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Nick Chubb hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have got it back to within a score. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings, because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. And some room to maneuver. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. 85 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Ty Davis-Price taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Lions go up by 2 touchdowns. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
They go play action with Jackson. Steps away. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. Well, that's a perfect example of how he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's game. He is just all around the football right now, isn't he?
That he is, and it's funny because I talked with the coaching staff about drills that they do in practice, and one of them is called matching hands. And as soon as that hand is launched by the quarterback, you throw up the opposite hand and match that hand with the QB, and oftentimes you're able to knock it away, as we just saw there.
Handoff comes to Chubb. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Fourth down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Back deep to return is KJ Hamler. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. So that a free 15 yards.
And it's always a tough one as a defender because a lot of the penalties that you commit, pass interference, holding, when they happen, you actually know what you're doing. But a face mask penalty, a lot of times it's inadvertent, but it still costs you the same amount of yardage.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Out of the gun, Fields. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Fields. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And a solid run down inside the 30. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. The slot man in motion right. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenneth Walker, 29 yards. And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Jackson on first down. Oh, leaping, and he makes the grab. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Play action. It's Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. There he goes left side. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
Point after, right down the middle, and that'll increase their lead to 28. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. But CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson, he'll buy some time right. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
The last run went so well for them, maybe they should have just handed it off right here too. Instead, the quarterback ends up keeping it, and the defense is right on him and wipes away the yardage gained on the last snap.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 67 yards rushing for him now to this point. Well executed there on second down. So do you go back to the air on third?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a second time.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down. And again, it's Chubb. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Up the middle, it's Edwards. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. On the handoff, Edwards, and tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
And now Jackson will look to throw it. Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. On 2nd down, it's Edwards. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
The running game's played a huge part in getting him down to this point on the field. I say stay with it. Keep pounding the football. Keep driving. Keep grinding.
Yeah, even down in the red zone, keep going for it.
No doubt about it. Dance with what brung you.
Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. They'll try again with Chubb. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Going out wide, finds Chubb. Touchdown! Nick Chubb. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Ravens are able to cut into that deficit. But he is putting in a great all-around game, Charles. He already ran one in for a score, and now they utilize him in the passing game.
And they put a lot of pressure on a defensive coordinator and defense, don't they? Because they're used to him as a runner. But it turns out he's just as dangerous as some of those receivers, and he showed it right there. You don't pay enough attention to him defensively, he makes you pay.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. Offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. A shotgun snap. Fields. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. Touchdown, Detroit! Amon-Ra St. Brown, 61 yards. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done. It's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On third down, it's Nick Chubb. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to fourth down. Running for it, here's Chubb. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. He's been tough for this defense to handle, over 100 yards. You kind of knew that they were going to him on that play, didn't you?
They certainly did. That's one of those situations where you simply say, my best runner over my best blockers, let's go ahead and pick it up. And I don't care if they know it on the other side. Here we come, and they got it done.
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 11 now. Here's Jackson. Rolling to his left. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player in the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Throwing is Jackson. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Flushed out right. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. Fields on 1st down. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. That puts him in excellent position, 1st and goal after a gain of 19. Well, fans expect these primetime slots to deliver some of the best games each week. And, well, one team has certainly followed through with that tonight. Just an absolute clinic, Charles, on offense here. And they don't. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Ken Walker with career touchdown number 60. And the Lions are closing in on a 4-1 start as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Now, that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
They run it again with Chubb, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They give to Chubb out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
4th down, here's Jackson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Fields. This is the tight end Fant. And they're going to move it down the inside the 25. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Second and 5 now. Fields. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Boy, he has been fun to watch. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And Chubb will try the middle here.
And he's across the 45. It'll be second down.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
They go up the middle with Chubb. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. A give. This is Chubb.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Detroit, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year, and they'll try to make amends next week as they host the Cleveland Browns. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.